to fill up the beehive that I built with their children, and then I can take my beehive back, because my beehive will carry the bees as an item with the beehive. The beehive that I broke will not. So I want to have the bees, of course, safely secured in a movable nest. So therefore, I'm going to want to have my bees, of course, consider my beehive their home. I could utilize a simpler method of harvesting all of these trees and the bees and everything, and I accidentally used up that entire axe. That was a really good axe, and I don't have an enchanting table yet. I haven't found any diamonds, so that's sad. Okay, well, not the best of days. However, I am capable of making a few more axes easily. And then, since my base is nice and spawn-proofed, I don't need to worry about sleeping the first night. The second night, I will want to worry about phantoms. I should really find where I was chopping that tree. There we go. I have a feeling that the majority of the lag right now is just the game trying to figure out where to place all of the monsters. I have a simulation distance of 8, so they can spawn rather far away. However, as you might have noticed, I have lit up quite a large radius of this base. So really the only place the monsters are capable of spawning are like the mountaintops. So they are way out of render distance. I'm way out of their render distance, meaning they're just kind of standing around, not sure what to do, until I go like a few hundred blocks away and then back, and then they'll all despawn. Everything will be fine. But in the meantime, they're just kind of standing around doing nothing because they have no idea what to do. Because normally their primary task is, of course, to hunt the player character, which, decent enough task, I suppose. Yeah. I personally wouldn't mind seeing some of the mods that had the villagers actually building the village. Very similar to how Mine Colonies is presented, except the mod that I'm thinking of had the villagers doing so automatically, without the use of the player as the proverbial mayor of the city. So that's something to think about. But yeah, the mod that I'm thinking of was prevalent in the 1.7.10 era. I don't know if it ever even got ported to the 1.8 era, much less the 1.10 or the 1.16 or whatever other eras you can think of. The versions of Minecraft being the different eras, of course. The different versions of Minecraft all had their uses, all had their benefits. Some of them, for example, you could make use of certain machines to perform certain tasks that you can't do in later versions. Most of which were glitches. That much is true. However, some of them were actually just really nice looking or very simplistic in their design, which made for a rather elegant type of build that really showed off how the redstone circuitry was working together. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, a lot of these machines are no longer functioning. There are a lot of redstone builds that do function still. It's just a lot of the methods that were used are either extremely outdated or no longer relevant enough to get considered when trying to build with redstone. Like, yeah, I could easily just brute force a tree farm and just have it take into account everything from one side with the use of pistons, and I guess now I can start considering honey as an alternative option. One thing I do remember about the beehive spawn rates is that the hive needs to be within a certain distance of flowers. So these flowers over here, the roses, are very good for that. These flowers over here are also very good for that. So there's a good chance that I might get more bees simply because of the fact that, you know, there's flowers nearby. As you can see, I am getting a substantial amount of saplings. These saplings will come in handy. I have no idea the spawn radius of the bees in relation to the flower block. However, I do know that this is close enough, so I will take that one out because that's close to the lava. I will plant it 3 wide. However, I expect it to only be a 2 wide. I don't know specifically the range of tree to flower ratio type. However, I do want to have a good chance of bees spawning. So I will plant these all along the flowers. And then I shall go and return to chopping down the trees. Because the trees are in the way of the bees from spawning, because the trees did not have a bee. If the tree had a bee, I would not chop it down, because I want to remember that placement for that tree so that I can get bees, because I want bees. Yeah. So I'm just clearing out these leaves a little bit manually, as there were quite a few trees to actually clear out. Figure I'll help it out, you know? It does seem that I have managed to pick up more saplings, so that is good. Get these leaves started on their decay. Get these leaves started on their decay. Okay. Now, since the leaves do not check diagonally if they're connected to a log, the leaves will be considered as though they are decaying currently while I while I chop down all of these trees. You know, log all of the trees. And then just to give it a few updates, I'm gonna knock out these corners here with the axe or turkey or chicken or whatever you want to call it. Anything works on leaves. Shears will drop the leaf block. However, I'm just breaking the block, as I do actually need to preserve my shears for the pumpkins as well. Okay. I'm getting a lot of progress done on clearing out all of these trees. I'd somewhat hoped that the lava would have taken care of all of this. However, now that I know that bees are capable of spawning in my base, and that I don't have to go looking for them, I kind of have a little bit of motivation for actually having a tree farm in my base. That being said, do I want a tree farm in my base? Probably not. The reason being, of course, I do have a lot of trees in the region that I can just as easily go out and chop down, and that will also help me explore the area and further make sure that I am capable of locating that other beehive. I managed to chop all of the leaves off of that tree without chopping down the tree. So there's that. probably want to trim this just a little bit. Just give it a light pruning. Oh, no. Yeah, this one's actually that close to there. So that's 3 wide, that's 3 wide. Oh, yeah, okay. I guess that works. So yeah, the trees seem to be processing. You know, if I wanted to, I could just continue going until I had trees all over this place. There is, of course, a way to just force them to generate, and that's simply by just regrowing it over and over. However, I don't really have a very good bone meal farm at the moment, so just letting the leaves decay is kind of the majority of what's powering all of this. So if I end up building some form of automation that's capable of handling all of the leaves, then I'd be capable of going much slower on this. However, the automation would likely require some form of sticky block, which would basically be a task reserved for honey or slime. So, that being said, I think I'm going to prune this back to being 2 wide, not 3 wide. Here is fine because we have proximity to that flower. Those are too close to the lava for my comfort. The reason why I am pruning back the quantity is simply for the sake of making sure that I have the maximum chances. I want to maximize my opportunities for achieving a beehive. However, once I have that, I will be capable of trapping the bees in a little enclosure where they will be capable of staying there until further notice, basically, as I just gather their honey without needing to interact with the bees. Very, very simple plan. I need to go through and chop down a bunch of these saplings that I planted to retrieve them. Okay, well, looks like I'm going through and retrieving saplings. Okay. I cleaned up the saplings nicely. Did this tree get a beehive? No, it did not. So yeah, Bedrock is a wonderful game. Or Minecraft Bedrock Edition is a wonderful game. The detail that went into the planning of this game is very in-depth, despite the fact that it's so simple of a game. They really planned out a lot of stuff. Like, yes, it's a simple game, but it's also very detailed and complex. Like, when you're running, your character kicks up little dirt particles. That is a very minor detail that they did not need to add to the game. But they did. And people kind of like that. You know? Yep. No beehive on this one either. Darn. So yeah, running a tree farm can easily end up taking all of your time if you're not careful. You do want to be careful not to have your entire day consumed by just chopping down trees endlessly, as that is obviously not the most entertaining task. Not the most valuable task either. Your time could be spent better. You could be, digging in a mine shaft. You could be exploring your world. You could be gathering villagers for your villager trading hall. You could be repopulating your villages. There's all kinds of different things that could be done instead of operating a tree farm manually. Like right now, I could be decorating the mine down there. Instead, I'm up here growing this little miniature tree farm to its capacity, so that while I'm down there decorating, all of these trees will grow. In case you're wondering why I'm doing this instead of actually going and working on the tree farm. Or instead of actually going and working on the mining line, give me a sec. Got something in my throat. As I was saying, I'm expanding this out to its capacity so that while I'm down there working in the mines, this will be continuing to grow, and hopefully when I get back up here, I will return to find that it has grown a beehive. My hopes are not too high on the chances of getting a beehive. However, it would be nice to get a beehive. Also, now that I'm over here, I can collect all of the items that dropped from the leaves that were over here. I do need to retrieve the diamond horse armor to put it on my steed here. Give my horse some nice armor. I need to make sure that all of these are planted, such as that one that was missing. A lot of these are starting to grow already. That's good. The ones that were already chopped down are starting to decay. That's also good. However, I don't see any bees or beehives. So that's unfortunate. It doesn't look like I got any bees just yet. I will retrieve the iron from the furnace, because I remember that I had the iron in there. I'll put the coal away. I will put the logs away as well in that chest, as I have quite a lot of logs now. Like, oh my god, so many logs. I can put spare torches away in here as well, since I don't really need them. I can plant these dandelions, since, oh, maybe it'll increase the odds of a tree having a beehive? I don't know. It might not. Who knows? I'm fairly sure if I dig through this mountain again, I will find another illager. Fairly sure. I can put leaves in with my redstone components for now. Retrieve my arrows. Deposit the iron. Well, first I'll craft it into blocks. Then deposit the iron. One iron ingot away from crafting another block. My shield is at half health. My helmet is almost gone. Oh my god. Fortunately, I have 18 levels and I can finally repair and upgrade my helmet. I can give myself the Thorns enchantment. Boom. Got myself Thorns 1, Aqua Affinity 1, Respiration 1, Protection 2 on a golden helmet. I know it's not really bragging because it's a golden helmet. However, if I factor in the amount of experience it will require to repair the rest of my suit, the breastplate will cost 3 levels, the pants will cost 2 levels, and the boots will cost 2 levels. So the remainder of my armor only requires 7 levels to fully repair. If I visit back in short bursts, so if I go out and I gain a few levels and then I return, for example, then I will have a much greater result of... Let me actually sleep so some of these trees will spawn better. You guys are not supposed to have survived. Why are you even outside of the hatching chamber? How full is this? Decently full. Okay. How full is this? I've seen worse. So this needs to just constantly be running, otherwise that will continue to happen. That was why I had fired it up in the first place, was because if I didn't, it would just continue backing up like that, and that's a bad thing. And pardon me, I need to pause the recording while I go pee. Alright, I have returned. I will now go and... I suppose I need to go carve these pumpkins to finish off these shears. Seeing as I don't really need to gather more bees. Speaking of bees, oh my god, yes, finally, another beehive. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out these pumpkins right here. Oops. I'm going to lay out these pumpkins right here, and I'm going to take a step forward so I don't keep doing that. So I'm going to lay them out, carve them up, and then I shall replace the shears when the shears break. There are a lot more pumpkins than I thought. I'll probably not be able to carve all of the pumpkins, simply because the shears are going to break soon. Yeah, see? Shears broke already. So now I can take these carved pumpkins and I put a torch inside of them. Make sure the torch is on, of course, as it's gonna be a nice little lantern. Also, I should have the same number of carved pumpkins as I do seeds. So if I have more carved pumpkins than I do seeds, I have a problem. If I have more seeds than I have carved pumpkins, I have a problem. Therefore, I really want to double check, make sure I grabbed it all. Somehow, I'm 2 seeds short. I'm not really sure how that works, but okay. Okay, they're there, yeah. Now I have the same amount. Okay. I want to grab these daisies, because I want to grab, well, I want to grab the daisies and I want to breed the bees first. So where are the bees? There's at least 1 hive. Is there 2 or just the 1? Looks like just the 1. Okay. So we have a hive waiting for the bees to pop out so that we can get them to breed. We don't know how many bees there are yet. I suppose while we wait, we can make these lanterns. Bees should pop out any moment. We want them to breed as soon as possible, simply because, well, we want them to populate. Yeah. I might have to go craft a campfire to lure the bees out. I know I need to go craft an axe to reclaim one of my my nests there. needed the coal. That's right. Also, I needed to restock all my torches. So I need that. I will probably need more logs. I have logs already. I just need to retrieve them. I need to deposit the spare pumpkins, as well as the spare pumpkin seed. And then I go and build axe, because I totally didn't almost forget to grab the materials for the axe. No idea what you're talking about. Totally forgot. So, yeah. We've got our flowers, we've got our torches, we've got our campfire, we've got our axe, got the artificial hive. Oh, are you kidding me? They said they patched this bug. The beehive is facing the tree. So the bees can't escape without, phasing through solid matter, which they can't do. Did my game just crash? Did I do something bad? I don't know if I did something bad. Okay. That was a thing. What time is it? 2014? No, yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to place this hive next to the other one so that I can, when the bees repopulate, I can have them travel into the new hive, and then I can use that. In the meantime, however, the bees will be making use of the local fauna, I suppose. The trees here will, of course, be getting used for composting, because I need bone meal for flowers. Suppose I should eat some chicken. Again, I have way too much chicken. Leaving that thing running is definitely helping, but at the same time, I do not need that many feathers. The amount of feathers that I use is a really small amount compared to the amount of food that I go through. It's to the point where if I wanted to, I could build a steep staircase down to the mine, and I could use that steep staircase at full speed for going up and down into the mine. I might actually do that for the granite staircase. I might just, or for the granite path, I might just build a regular stairwell, a staircase. None of this half slab stuff. Simply because I just have so much food that I really just need a use for it. I need a use for the materials. Like all these trees, for example, I do not need this much wood. However, I will find a use for this much wood. I know I'm going to need this much wood in the future because I'm going to need hoppers, and hoppers go through chests like it's nothing. It's one chest per hopper, and each chest is a full log. So each of these logs is equivalent to one storage chest. So if you ever need a storage chest, or no, it's equivalent to half a storage chest, because a storage chest is 8. So if you ever need a storage chest, just go out, find a tree that has 2 logs worth of logs, and just harvest it. And there's your storage chest. You now have enough wood for a storage chest. You can then take that wood and you can, turn it into planks. You turn the planks into the storage chest by putting them in a ring, in a circle around the outer perimeter. A 3x3 grid with the center being not there. Similar to the entirety of a donut. Not to be confused with the oddly named confectionery, which is oddly a bite-sized snack. Which of course can be quite confusing. One must be very careful with what they order when trying to order confectionery, because if they say it wrong, they could order something different than what they intended to order. That happens probably more frequently than should be happening. However, language is hard. I just stick with English. English, some C++, maybe some Java. Well, more Java than C++, really. But yeah, all of these trees are being broken down into useful components. Even if it doesn't seem like it at first, they are being used for useful things. I'm primarily using them for bone meal, if nothing else, simply because they produce a lot of miscellaneous items, which is one of the great things about bone mealing, is you can dispose of miscellaneous items. Random 2-liter bottle pops in the background. Great. Ambiance. Ambiance for whom? There is stuff down here. Okay, that's what I was wondering. I can light down here a little bit. This is a bit dark down here, so I should light it up just a little bit. Yeah, see? There's a drowned right there. And this guy has a little shell, but when I'm done with him, he's not gonna have that shell no more. Come here, you. Ow. My freshly repaired helmet, keeping me nice and breathing. Yes. No, that's not the work of an Enderman. An Enderman would have left flowing water. I was thinking it could have been a work of an Enderman, but like I said, an Enderman would have left flowing water, so that's not an Enderman. Okay. Yeah, the trees generate a lot of material. If I had an iron farm, I wouldn't need to worry about the shears, because I would have an iron farm, so I could just make more shears, and then I'd really have a lot of composting material. That being said, I don't have an iron farm currently, as I have not yet cleared the path to the next village over so that I can gather a villager or two and make a trading hall and farming and all that. I haven't done any of that yet, so since I still need to do that, I'm basically just breaking all of this down into bone meal, and I'm doing so without using shears because I don't have enough materials to just constantly build shears to handle all of these leaves. An iron golem farm would definitely help. Iron golems in general are helpful. However, if you accidentally attack a villager, they can get very aggressive, and you don't want that. So make sure that when you're building your iron golem farm, you're building it high enough off the ground that you can handle the iron golem. And if the iron golem does spawn on you in a location that you didn't want it to, the simplest method of disposing of an iron golem is, of course, to use lava, because then the golem will not get aggressive, and then you can just pick up your lava afterwards and walk away. Meanwhile, the golem will, of course, burn to death. Not very fun for the golem. However, the golem will get cleared out, and you will not get attacked. The golem has its uses, however. If the golem is guarding a village, you don't want to kill the golem, because the golem will be protecting all of the villagers within a limited range of the golem. Therefore, you want to make sure that you leave that specific golem. I'm going to clear out these saplings because I don't want trees to accidentally grow through the the beehive. I don't want the beehive to get replaced with leaves. I know that was a bug at one point. Theoretically, that bug was fixed. Then again, theoretically, the bug where the beehive is pointing towards the tree when it spawns in was also fixed. So my faith for the bug fix of the bees not getting replaced with leaves is a little bit on the low side, understandably. I do not think that they will remember to not replace the beehive with leaves, and as a result, I am taking precautionary measures, which has me clearing out the saplings in a radius around the beehive. The latest stable release of Bedrock version could use an update or two in regards to the beta, simply because the beta is extremely far ahead of Bedrock version and Java version as well. They have a lot of features that they're working on in the beta version that I really am looking forward to, and I'm very tempted to actually just upgrade to the beta. However, if I upgrade to the beta, I won't be able to revert back to normal playing, so I don't really want to upgrade to the beta, because the beta is, again, as mentioned, going to lock me out of the normal gameplay. So if I want to play any of these features from the beta, I just have to wait for the stable release. I don't want the beta release. The beta release it's not good. If I switch to the beta and I want to switch back, I have to wait until the next stable release, which is a big royal pain because there is no specific mentioned date. It's just ominously soon, you know? We don't want the beta. Being a beta tester is great. However, the beta testing for Minecraft is not on the same build as the stable release. Meaning, if you want to play the beta, you can't just opt in and then opt out. You have to opt in, install the beta. Well, no, like you don't have to, but if you want the beta, you would need to opt in, then install the beta. You don't want to opt in and install the beta, obviously. But if you were going for it, after installing the beta, you would then, of course, look into loading your game. But you don't want to do that because then you wouldn't be able to go back. So you don't want to do that, and instead you would have to uninstall Minecraft after leaving the beta. You leave the beta, you uninstall Minecraft, you reinstall Minecraft, and then you load your world. To opt out of the beta and keep your world, however, you have to you have to go and wait until the next major update. So currently we're in 1.16. I would need to wait until the 1.17 release date in order to opt out of the beta. That is why I do not opt into the beta very often for things. Sometimes I will opt in. However, I don't want to opt into the beta for Minecraft. Beta Minecraft is no bueno, as they say. Yeah. Beta Minecraft has a lot of flaws, a lot of issues, a lot of errors, a lot of bugs. Not the good kind of bugs either. You know, we're not talking bees, we're talking more along the lines of, game-breaking errors that nobody likes, and people are probably pulling their hair out over, going, why is this happening? Things like, one of the bugs that they had was I think it was the random tick updates in jungles were getting obscenely laggy, and they could not figure out why. And I'm fairly sure that what it had to do with was the fire spread. Some people had mentioned that the fire spread might have been the culprit, and I don't remember if that was what fixed it. However, I do remember that there were a lot of YouTubers who were playing Minecraft at the time, and they were playing the beta for some of their Let's Play worlds for like groups and stuff. And they could not figure out why, but none of them wanted to live in the jungle at the time because it just got so bad. Just even swimming by it in a boat on powerful PCs. These were PCs which had thousands of dollars spent on them. So these computing devices were definitely should have been possible for handling it. And like they were looking at the F3 menu for the information, and they were sitting there going, wow, that is terrible frame rates. Like they were dropping from 200, 300 frames per second all the way down to 40, which is not something that should be happening. Like, ever. If you're getting 300 frames per second on Minecraft and then you go the distance between these roses and this cliff right here. So between here and the roses was the distance they traveled, and their frames dropped from 300 frames per second to 40 frames per second. That is not a good sign. Yeah,